Pretty good council stuff.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the rec meeting. Appreciate everybody being present or on Zoom. I believe everybody's here, right? I don't think we're missing anybody. Okay. Call the meeting to order at 7:03. I need to move our second for that. Does anybody have any peculiar interest? No, seeing none. Acceptance of the agenda. Everybody's good. Okay. Listen. And then the previous minutes. Is there any issues with the previous minutes?
Everybody for it?
Yeah. It's unanimous. Okay. Business from the previous meeting, kids soccer. Okay, I have a,
Who approved the minutes?
and then not have a mover or second. Oh. All in favor?
Yes.
Unanimous. Okay, now I'm back up to speed. Okay, kids soccer. I have a couple comments. First comment is Shelley, Stephanie, Jessica, and Heidi gave up a lot of their Saturday to do registration. When I showed up there, it was a well-oiled, completely organized. Kudos to all of you. And when I showed up the first night for soccer, it was, you couldn't get it any more organized than it was. And the only disorganized stuff were some of the parents. But it was amazing and everything went off amazing. And you guys really need a lot of credit for that.
I agree. I didn't realize the magnitude of it until I was there, and we could do an awful lot of work.
That's how many kids? 100.
I don't know if that's
was the
the
total.
total.
Yes, that's right.
But
I can't.
I don't ever recall seeing that many people in the park at one point. So excellent.
I can't thank you enough. And how such what a huge success it is. So I'll leave this up to you guys. If you have any more discussion with kids soccer, if there's anything else that we need, we don't need, or how we can help.
I have questions. I mean, I don't know if, I can always recover next meeting, but I have some ideas for the party, the end of the year party. And can you clear, I know we talked about it last week. So volunteers get put on the list, and is it every 4 years or every year?
It's every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
It'll be the last year of the present council term
So it'll be
So-
4 years done.
from this fall. Yes.
Okay. In that case, I had an idea, and I mean, I'm not asking for money, but I'd like to thank the volunteers. I mean, the coaches and the refs are giving that a decent chunk for 7 weeks. It's a big thing, and it's a lot of pressure on them too. I know that all volunteers do a lot, but I'd like to thank them for what they're doing. But it's just like a little thank you. It's a bag of chips, and it says you're all that in a bag of chips. It's something minimal, it's something cute, but I think it would go across and show appreciation. But that's my thought. Just, we have a lot of high schoolers. They're not necessarily going to be here for years. They're going to be in the first, they're going to whatever. So I don't necessarily want to wait for that point. But I would like to do that. So I don't know.
I don't see an issue with that. I think it's cute, and a good idea. What about you, James? Yeah, the cost would be very minimal, and I'm sure it's in the budget. It's not a concern of mine.
It's gonna be probably enough from the canteen budget to cover that.
Right.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. My next idea was for the end of year party. I know we're not doing medals or anything like that, and that's awesome. But it's I wanted to do something, and I can do it on my own time. That's not. anything. They're just little soccer necklaces, but it's almost like an old wash to do for the little soccer ball, and you can write their name on it, just something for them to hold on to.
Steph, I'm sure, I saw we talked about that before,
Soccer, yeah.
but I'm sure there's enough people that would help with that, because they're cute. They're so cute.
And then just ribbon washer, I don't know if you want to back that, everybody can see, but something just minimal, right? And it's a,
It's like a participation, right?
yeah, nothing major, just. Those are my two ideas for soccer, but that's not until later. Yeah. You're all that in there.
Yeah, well, we'll give you the okay now so that you have plenty of time for planning it to get help to do it.
Cool.
I think we should give them the okay for both.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely help you get them there. I'm sure there's other people that will be more than willing,
Yeah.
especially the younger, like,
And put a little poster up past children at the museum that you're looking for volunteers for that. I'm sure it'll have kids that go through there.
That's right. Yeah. I wonder even, like, I know we have a couple of the kids who really have other stuff, great needs on it, but
Yes,
it's
yeah, definitely.
major, but I think it'd be something to see.
I wonder if the school would even help
Yeah.
with the older classes.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year, so.
Uniform meetings. Just, it's up to
Oh.
the discretion.
Yeah.
I have a stamp set that you're talking about flat washers.
Yeah.
So I got a stamp set, I can sit there,
We have a stamp set in there.
just tap it on and taps. You've got the number set, so I've got the letter set. But that's a lot of work. 180 kids, that's a lot of.
So I think that engraver would work a lot smoother.
Yeah.
For speed-wise.
Well, we could even do like this, back in the front, but the soccer ball, would that be?
Possibly, yeah. I have to do a couple sample ones to try and see. how-
Right.
Other than I think everyone I've talked to enjoyed soccer, and I think they were pleasantly surprised by how it went and the dynamic and how the kids liked it and everything like that. So I think that's really positive. I'm happy about that, and I'm excited for probably not tomorrow, but the next time we do soccer.
there wasn't a person I ran into last week that wasn't super happy. Like, parents were just thrilled.
Lots of kids, smiles on their faces. I didn't see anybody that happy about it.
And they were excited just to be able to, like, that we were organized enough that they got to play a game like the first night.
Yeah.
Because the volunteers were phenomenal. The volunteer coaches were phenomenal.
The one fella running up and down the field in the work boots, he needs a lot of credit for that.
I found you do that. A lot of parents were generous with like their time for that night too. A lot of parents were like gonna fill in if they needed or anything like that. They're helpful and directing parents where to go to. That was us. It was that community feel.
The parents seem very engaged.
Yeah. And how did Ricky go? I didn't get to see it on the TV. How was
Really
that?
well, but after a few times, everybody will get the hang of it, where we'll have to have people staying at different stations to direct,
Yeah,
but it went relatively well.
it wasn't too conductive.
As long as everybody just follows that order. So I mean, once everybody left one way, it was super easy, so there was no waiting to get out. It's all close for you know, township to the way. So,
I think after a couple of years, you announced that it's no new parking now.
yeah,
We're not going to be here any longer to direct you. You know, we can't have to come in and out of leave, I think. It would be the same parents and.
as long as you can, that's the easiest way to put it, then everybody will be on.
I think the exciting exciting part was that everybody jumped in at the end and we were cleaned up and walking
Yeah.
away in 45
It was
minutes.
perfect. It was absolutely
Every
perfect.
net was put away, everything was put away, everybody picked up a piece and nobody had to be asked
Yeah,
to do anything.
it was perfect.
So it was really cool.
How did our lines fare out for next week? Hopefully.
No, we didn't get to it in time. Andrew and I have a system, so I think we can put them back down pretty quick. Yeah. So, do you guys have anything else on soccer? So I have a few things.
I think we learned a few things with, I think for next soccer run. I think we'll start off, just a suggestion, that we start off with blue registration, maybe in like April, when it's like dead time. And we'll have the kind of deposit registration up front. We'll have a series of shirts for people to try out right there on the spot. And then that way we can know the sizes for sure. And then we'll have color coded for the actual teams once we go to actually with our final numbers, because we'll do 2 registration dates at the beginning. And then that'll be, we'll have the cutoff date, that'll be the cutoff date. And then we go from there. So that way we're a little more structured that way.
Yeah.
And we can just put our numbers together a little more, so.
It'll be nice when it's, if we can, we're talking, if we can get it online too, even not, we're not gonna do that, then we get it online, like it's something, yeah, that piece to cut out that, you know,
That was kind of the 1 hour.
a ton of hours.
Yeah, I think this was a good footprint for us to start. And now we're great for, now we know the structure of it. And I think if we just bump it up to a little more head of time, and we'll have less time. I think the only other thing I would suggest is maybe we will push back next year's, the start time to maybe, rather than 6 o'clock, we'll push it down to 6:30. Just give parents a little extra time to get home, maybe eat something quickly, because a lot of everybody works out of township break and comes back. Because I think 7:30 is still not a late time for kids to be up to play. And I think it would be perfectly perceived, I think, by everybody else.
Yeah, there was a couple comments, was 6 o'clock was too tight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know I ran into that one. Well, I mean, my kids are in this soccer, but even before, it was always an issue, because I was like, leave work, get home, grab them, go. So I think that's the only, but you only know from doing, right? So
Is it too late to change the time for this year?
I wouldn't bother yet. It'd be
I
too much
think
bad.
it's too late.
What did you have there, Bill?
Okay, so what is the plan for rain delays? So tomorrow's gonna be a rain delay. Are we replacing that game? Are we skipping the game?
I think, I think skip, but that's just,
Yeah, I personally see
Me?
skip as well.
It's gotta be
just-
a skip, because I don't think we can tack it on to the end.
and it's volunteer, but volunteers have stuff in the summer and they've planned around that.
Okay, perfect. And what are your ideas for the end of the year party?
So I have an idea.
Because we only have 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So if we need to start getting people on board or stuff like that, we need to start. So we can get some ideas, we can get the ball kind of rolling. What are your ideas?
It's out there and I don't know if it's doable and I fully admit that, but I think phone party, like a phone soccer game. So much fun. I think the kids would love, I mean, they could get messy, but like bumps and bruises, or I don't know how it works. I have nothing, but I think that would be a lot of fun.
So I got a phone party for my son's
Have you?
birthday, so it is doable. There's a place, I forget the name of the place that does it. It absolutely ruins the field, wherever the foam is, because you have the bubbles being pumped in for an hour, so like it's just a mud hole. But I mean, if it was in the area where the rink is, then
So there's 185 kids, so that.
yeah, you'd have to get a couple, at least a couple machines, but the only thing is too, like, within the air, like the foam does get deep, but to have 180 kids, you'd have to have several of the machines going. But it does make a pretty good mess of the air. So you'd want it on good ground, otherwise you're gonna have little kids' footprints everywhere in the field, like sunken in, because it just makes it very wet.
I'm still working on the fact that inflatables. Seems like most of the people.
Oh,
So, yeah, so I'm still looking, I found one, but they only had one Facebook group. So I'm still searching for more, so I'll have prices well before we go. And I'm wondering too, rather than trying to do pizza for the end of your party, if we maybe just get a few barbecues together and we'll just do some hot dogs and try to go that route. I think it'll be a little easier. We can make it simple too, whether it's, every kid gets a ticket, they get a drink and a hot dog, and then there's the parents, and that they can just, we'll make them $1 or something.
Yeah, we'll have to throw hamburgers or something on there also, like you'll have to give them 2 options.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some parents out there that will not feed their child a hot dog. Yeah, so there'll have to be 2 options. One or the other, right?
You bring carrots.
Hmm?
You bring carrots.
could we do like hot dog and pizza, or is pizza just?
I think the pizza would be feasible just for the outdoor venue of it, to try to keep it warm, to change that many people all the way through, try to get it. I think the barbecues might be this way, because that way at least we can get a few more barbecues together to put out there.
Mhm.
Kind of like we do every year. They always pull it off of the fence in the township, right?
Mhm.
So no different than what you do on the
Using-
museum.
Yeah, just mass scale.
Yeah,
So is that something you'd be really interested in?
I think that'd be the best route for us to do.
Because we'll have to get the paperwork into the health unit.
Okay, I think that would be the best route.
Making the hot dogs and hamburgers and cold drinks.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll start the paperwork. I
and
gotta
when we
tell
the
you.
cold drinks, you can be just so much as water rather than.
Could we still borrow the museum's cotton candy machine for that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's to share with it, with the whole municipality. And it's cheap to make. I haven't tried it out yet, so I think Jillian's gonna try it and get it, get the recipe down pat, so.
Yeah, the only thing is that it'll have to be done indoors.
Oh.
Because we're not gonna buy the
No, we do it outdoors. The indoor was for the guards, so the stuff doesn't fly all over when you're making it.
oh,
Yeah, the guard was only for indoors. We,
Okay.
the Boston Library gave us that, and they only used it outdoors because there was, the top is basically to keep it all in from making a mess.
okay. My apologies.
Refrigerated barbecue, inflatable, like, well, actually, we met in December. And then just a couple of fun games, is that kind of what the year end is gonna look like for the group?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, if we do barbecue, inflatables, like a game, they can all have just a fun game. And picture booth, like a photo background drop thing. Is there anything else? Is that good?
Now, are you gonna want inflatables at the park? Yeah.
Yeah, I still think we might have to get a couple just to kind of break it up, so not everybody's rushed to one spot.
Does anybody know if there is rentable, those bubbles that you put yourself in? and
Yes,
bounce
yes,
around? They could do a soccer game in those bubbles.
Yes,
That's feasible.
we ordered them one year for the July celebration, July 1st celebration. And we got rained out that year, so we never had the opportunity to use them. It was from that inflatable place. Are they still there? The one we used to deal with.
No.
No, I didn't think
No.
so.
There's a sports league in North Bay that hosts different types of corporate events and things, and they do the big bubbles.
Do they?
So that's fun.
The only thing is, with that many people, the big bubbles, it'd be quite a line of one to try them. I don't know. It'd be pretty popular.
It'd be hard to do time rotation.
Yes,
Not
yes.
everybody would get like 5 minutes. And then
Yeah.
getting in and out probably would take.
Well, then you have to sanitize them.
That's right, yeah, I think that's. But what about that, even with inflatables, Will? What's the regulations on that?
I think it's the same as a park, so you kind of use it your own. Just the bubble you need contained.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah. we make it everything.
wonder if we can find somebody to do face painting.
It's the street shelf board. Shelf board, yes, yes.
Just great at it. And then
You have to get through to her fairly easy in case she's working. She can want a date.
I guess the other thing is maybe come up with, like you do like a cake, one cake or something for her, just, yeah. A cake or something, like a big slab of cake, right?
From the slab that.
By the time,
Yeah.
and it's not-
No, well, I know that they go through pretty quick at the July 1st date, and that slab is only, what, like half of the size of this table, and we're getting 75 people, so.
A whole bunch of cupcakes.
Yeah.
in the shape of chocolates.
You could do it, I think. You could. I mean, I'm sure we have the money, but
But I think even those slab cakes are, what, $70, $80?
Yeah, they're not, yeah, but I like the idea of the cupcakes, it's not as messy, you don't have to be there cutting them. You can move them around.
Soccer ball cookies or whatever.
sorry about the piece.
I like those.
Oh, you're a dead man, I can see it coming.
You're gonna cook?
Yeah.
No, I think, well, it
this
might
will
be
be good.
interesting if you were able to put like a soccer ball cookie and then in a bag and just tie it up and every child gets it.
Wait, we have a board member here that does cookies and baking, Chris. Chris, can you get us a price for how many would you want, 180? Maybe
I'd say
200?
200.
Chris, can you get us a price for 200 soccer ball cookies?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
And then put the metal with it. You know what I mean? And then if you have the pictures, if we have the pictures, like we were talking about the pictures, right? So we're not gonna give the kids pictures this year, we're not gonna take care of that. But we'll have something where they can go have their own pictures.
Yeah, everybody's got a cell phone.
Yeah.
Mom and dad can take pictures.
And then they can print it or whatever they wanna do with it themselves.
What day are we planning to have this on? Is it the 16th? Is that the last day
60.
of July?
Yeah.
Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here. That's okay.
Okay, so that gives us a few things that we can start working on.
That's it for soccer. Back to discussion for the trunk sale, we just need to come up with some kind of date.
So originally, we had talked about having it on our Heritage Day, but nobody's got back to me, so I know the museum, we'll get to that later on, yeah, but down on the schedule, but I mean, if you want to advertise it for that day, I do know that the office staff is getting the newsletter prepared now. They probably already have a draft, if not. Is it on here? Okay, because I didn't see the draft yet. So.
What's your date?
We're not done the draft.
Okay, then.
What's your date? you have?
We have for the Heritage Day, and that's when we're planning on our movie. night,
August 20th.
August 20th.
So it'd be three things going on at once.
Well, do we want to wait to get down there? Do you want to jump into that now? Okay.
Well, I'm just curious. Yeah, I was just looking for just for the date for.
Yeah, it's okay. So we are going to have our Heritage Day on August 20th. And we're going to start later in the day. We'll probably start at 2 o'clock. We're going to have our displays from 2 to 4. And then we hope to have the barbecue with help from the fire departments as usual. Between 5 and 6. And then from there, whatever time the movie can start. So it'll just be a flowing day. So you could technically start the trunk sale earlier in the day at the museum if you wanted to.
Wonder if I'd be able to have it cleaned up in time the next thing.
Well, generally, everybody's responsible for their own section, right?
That's right. They have to bring their own tents, their own
But when
tables.
we made it to theirs, it was literally a matter of minutes. Everybody was packed up
Yeah.
and gone. And you have, as long as you have your times in place
Mhm.
from start to finish. I don't see why you couldn't.
Now, if you are thinking of having that, I'll run it by the board. We're not meeting again until the 1st of July, but I can call the members.
We could try.
Or do you want to have it later? We're also having, we're having a fall fest. That would be September the 10th.
Now, I know the Commanda Community Center's having theirs. I'm just trying to find the date here.
They've just had it.
They just had it.
Yeah,
That's right.
they just had it.
I knew it was early.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe September,
Yeah, we could do it for September. I'll
fall
run that-
cleanup.
Yeah, I'll remind the,
So you do that in the park or?
Yeah,
so you don't really need the museum's involvement then if you're gonna have it in the park. Or you want to have it on the same day as our fall fest?
Yeah.
Okay,
and that way,
yeah.
two
perfect.
places to go at once.
Yes, we're hoping to attract local craftspeople and farmers that are ready to sell their harvest.
So that would be September 10th.
Yes, Saturday, September the 10th.
Okay, then I can play time to get a,
And so that would go great with that.
okay. We'll go with September.
Yeah, so I think you should get, make sure that that goes into the newsletter.
Okay. And what should we charge for a spot in the park?
Well, I thought we talked about, well, at least for us, for the museum, for this first year, we're not charging anything because it's new. We want to see how successful they are.
You gotta charge something.
Yeah,
And then have to be exorbitant.
I don't think $10 a table, it's out of,
No,
unless you want to charge more.
$10 in a donation for the food bank.
Yeah, there you go.
okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. Because I have a thing in the back of my mind that parks or the works probably have to put out garbage cans and
Yes, they do.
do some extra work, so.
Yeah.
wanna be
And they'll
able
be
to-
using our washrooms if it's in the park.
So there we need to have something.
We can charge more if you want.
So
No.
Commanda did $10 outdoors and 20 indoors.
Okay, we won't be having indoors, so $10. is
$10.
all.
We'll go with 10.
And a donation to the food bank.
Yeah.
Like that idea, Kathy?
Everybody needs help.
They do, they do.
Maybe we even have a booth.
And we would split that between the two food banks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe we can have a booth where it's just a straight donation. People coming that's not a vendor
Mhm.
can put their stuff.
Yeah, you can put that right on the flyer, all
Yeah.
food donations welcome.
yes, yes.
We'll have some dates for something,
Yeah.
or a pickup truck.
Yeah.
There would put a box in the truck.
Mhm.
Maybe I put the dump trailer
Yeah.
out there, wash it, and then just put it there to.
Fill a fire truck.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well,
No,
that'd be
Fill
awesome.
it back,
Yeah.
fill it back to the
that-
rescue.
There you go.
yeah, we can do that.
Asking people to bring their extra bottles there as well.
empties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have a trailer.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Why don't you say if we could fill the fire truck, we could have the mayor do something.
Have the deputy mayor do what? sorry?
Yeah, we'll bring a dump
What was
tank.
Have
that?
the deputy mayor do what? Sorry?
No, the mayor.
Deputy mayor. Sorry, my apologies.
Tom's gonna kill me, I hope he's not watching this. No, I just threw that out there as a joke, I don't know. We have had dunk tanks in the past.
You make them wear platform shoes or something.
Actually,
He's a good sport.
that's actually on the list for Canada Day,
The
actually.
dunk tank?
I've got
Love it.
So that's the next on the list, sorry, Ken.
Who's going in the dunk tank?
That was just, somebody asked, I said, well, I'll bring it up tonight, because we had a meeting, so.
Any more ideas for the trunk sale?
No, I like it. I like the fact that it's in the fall, the fall cleanup idea. I like the donation to the food bank.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that might go over. Worth a try.
Sorry, do you know the hours off the top of your head for the festival?
Well, we open at 11, so it'll probably be 11 to 3.
11 to 3?
Yeah.
So would you do the same 11 to 3 for your drum set?
I would probably, we want the same hours.
Well, I'm just thinking like, because you want to try to draw people in, right? You don't want people to come, leave and.
Check with the office to see what Jillian's put in there for our time.
Maybe you could start an hour earlier.
You could
Well,
start a couple of hours earlier.
Yeah, they can come and set up,
Yeah.
Yes,
and we'll put that in the flyer
Yeah.
that starts setting up at 9 o'clock.
yeah.
Pre-registration, can they do that at the office, Phil? Can they,
I'll look after that for this one.
for the Trump?
The office is quite busy right now,
Yeah,
so I can use my email and number and do that. It's not a problem.
on to Canada Day. Canada Day, I had a band, but it doesn't fit our time schedule. So I called around and I'm thinking ultimately, I think the DJ that we had at the
Yeah.
skating would be the next best option.
Have you contacted him yet?
No, I haven't. I Will was gonna talk to, or we were gonna talk to, or we gotta get old Tom Foot.
Yeah, we have to clarify to see, I know we temporarily talked to the gentleman that DJ'd for the skate thing,
Yes.
and he was gonna put us down. We just can't remember if we asked them for January, or sorry, the 1st or the 2nd. So we just have to clarify.
Would be more candidate.
Pardon me?
The second.
We're doing the second.
Is it the second, Roy?
The 2nd is kind of, and yeah, that's what I had in my notes.
That's what I had in mind,
Yeah.
just the second.
And unfortunately, there is no grant this year. There hasn't been for the last 2 years, so. But we have quite a healthy budget.
I'll check with one band also that I know at the same time and see if I'll just see if they're a country. So
We also have a local band that plays everything that Jim Houston band. They do everything. So, and they are local.
yeah, these guys, yeah, they do the same thing. They do like newer country also. So
See what you guys. come up with. I
Well,
gotta-
seeing how we're in June, we're gonna have to find them and you're just gonna have to make an executive decision. And
Yeah.
once you find who you're using, because by our next meeting,
Yeah.
we're done with July
Yeah.
celebration, so.
So if the DJ's more or less booked, then I will just keep the DJ for this year. If he's pretty much booked,
And call Andrew, call myself, and
Yeah.
we'll try and find another band.
if he's unavailable.
Yes.
All
And who's gonna take care of the cake?
We'll do it
Yeah, the
through the
office
staff because
usually.
we have
Yeah.
the file that's already, because we do half and half and half chocolate, half vanilla.
Perfect.
Um,
Have we talked to any of the dignitaries about, could we combine the opening of the playground with that day?
Already done.
You're-
So we did, as soon as the votes come in, I sent out the invitation to Vic Fidelli
Yes,
and Anthony Rhoda.
perfect,
So I haven't heard anything back yet, but the letters have been sent
wonderful.
requesting. We're hoping to have the sign up probably hopefully by the middle of next week. Because the grant, we publish a sign and stuff. The only thing I needed to know is we had 4 to dusk for Canada Day. What time would we want to do the grand opening around the 4 o'clock right at the start? Or do you want to do it halfway through? That was one question. I know we're gonna get asked, what time is the grand opening from the park?
Mhm. Well, if Vic or Anthony are coming, we'd have to work around their schedules, would we not?
Probably, but I think they're gonna probably ask us the time,
Okay,
because their schedules are probably both
Right.
totally different.
Yeah.
So would we want to do it like right at the get-go or halfway through or
I
how?
would say at the get-go.
I would think they would want to come and do their pictures.
So I kind of did I put 4:30. I figured I could always adjust it.
Yeah.
But I had to get something out, so. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes,
Okay, I figured 4, everybody starts showing up 4:30.
Yeah.
For the ribbon cutting or however we're
Mhm.
gonna, fun way of doing that.
Yeah.
No, what about, do we need fancy scissors or fancy ribbon or? where do we
Yeah,
come up
something,
with-
I think we should, I would like to find something better. Everybody uses scissors, so. I don't know.
We want Jaws.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So,
Ribbon of some sort,
Yeah.
where would I find that?
oh, let's go to one of those fabric places that can.
What about that?
I have tons of ribbon at home. Depending on what color you want.
Then I'm looking. But
This is like 3-inch.
3.
3-inch would work.
3-inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to see.
How
what
about a
colors I've
big
got.
bow instead of scissors and they each pull a side to open the bow?
Oh, that's cool.
You know, there's an idea.
That'd be something different. Everybody uses scissors.
Mhm.
So a couple things that I had, if nobody mind. I've been asked about a dunk tank and kids' activities for Canada Day. If there will be anything out for kids.
Well, we normally have the inflatables.
Yeah, like, pretty sure we agreed we weren't doing inflatables.
That's what I thought we agreed on.
Yeah, with the park, grand opening of the park and
Right.
stuff.
Oh, there's the tug of war that the firemen usually play against the kids.
I bet Steph has an idea.
We could do a phone party.
How about we move the foam party to 2023?
Yeah.
That might have to be a separate event,
Hey, yeah,
just because it
you're
sounds
on
like,
record for saying
I'm-
2023 phone party.
no, that's a
That's
members, it's a board decision, but it
Uh,
sounds like that might have to be a separate
It doesn't sound
thing
totally doable.
with something with nothing going on for the rest of the
Yes,
summer. But it
That's
sounds,
true.
You'd have to do it in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty tough on the grass.
Yeah. And to do that and then really not be able to use the grass for the,
Mhm.
I mean, the bubbles all go away pretty quick, but it's just the grass.
like,
It's
because
the ground
Canada Day is
is
only
very
like 2 weeks after the
Yeah.
party.
Did we not have one year, we had, yes, I'm sure we did, we had water balloon fights. I'm sure we did, yeah, because I remember Tom was soaked. Everybody was after him with the water balloons. They're not dangerous or anything, they're just,
that would be a great time.
There's just
Yeah.
a pile of balloons.
Yeah, yeah, well,
When the
park's
weather's-
gonna have to be cleaned up anyway, so,
Some things that you hook up and you get like.
Yeah, the bunch of balloons.
yeah.
Yeah, you hook it up to the garden hose and they all come off on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have to watch that because they're all sitting in the field afterwards. to watch the movie.
Yeah, that's true, yes. No, we're not watching the movie on July 2nd.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah,
Well, they'd be sitting and watch fireworks, so.
Or fireworks.
yeah. We could have frisbees, we could have,
Well, we're gonna have tons of soccer balls to do some stuff.
There'd be soccer
Maybe
balls.
we set up
Like
something.
big bubbles, there's like, you can get like the big bubble.
Yes,
that
with the
can
hula
fit
hoop.
people in,
yeah, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Actually, we can take a couple nets too, and if we string up streamers going across, we got maybe a small prize or points for who can kick and tear the streamer from a certain distance. The nets, now we utilize, we have the nets there too. so.
That's awesome.
Get some battery, or some set up some tarps across them, and we'll melt a hole through it so that we don't tear. And they can kick it to try to get in the hole, and we'll have a small prize or something. That would keep kids busy for a while, trying to play that.
That'd be fun, that'd be a lot of fun.
Do you think we'll need another meeting before the July the 2nd, or should we have little subcommittees for games and,
So actually, that was my next thing is, do we want to do a little subcommittee like we did for soccer?
yeah.
Or you want to try to have another meeting before? Because I know everybody's summer is going to start getting busy, so it might be easier for a couple people to meet than trying to get everybody, or it's 100% up to the board.
I'd like to see anybody interested in doing the children's activities, put their minds together and come up with something.
We can all go back and forth and discuss.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like Andrew volunteered to be on subcommittee.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm thinking him and Steph, young family, so.
I think of that, if you're good with that.
Yeah, yeah. for sure.
If you need help, just ask.
Yeah.
If we can all tackle soccer.
I don't know about a dump tank. What do we want that for?
It was just brought up,
Do we have a dump tank? Or did you
No,
have to
we don't. We had to
have-
rent one.
Yeah, I see one actually going up the highway here just the other
Yeah.
day. I was like, oh, it's for the game counselors.
Yeah, I know. That's why you want one.
Cast your vote.
Or how about the nominees?
There we go.
Put them in there, up there. This is what you go through when you're a counselor. Get ready. Swimmer
that's even
drown.
something, that's something we can keep in the back of our mind for another,
Yeah,
just something different, and you haven't seen one in quite a while.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I just, we still need a theme around who's gonna sit in that dump tank. Is it?
Well, I'm sure if we talk to even enough of us firefighters, get a firefighter for
Yeah.
a donation or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure we could probably get a police officer or a paramedic,
I'm sure, yeah. I think it'd be fun.
a mayor,
deputy mayor.
a mayor, fire chief.
Yeah.
Fire chief doesn't swim.
Good thing you can touch bottom, eh?
Yeah.
No, he's got short legs.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Donation to whatever.
Yeah, we'll
whatever-
figure out a cause.
Whatever a cause may be, whether it's food bank or something else that's going on in the area.
Or you could always flip it back into activities.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
rec, like
Yeah.
rec center stuff.
That's true, yeah.
Find a
Kids.
picnic
Because the
table.
first, I'm thinking probably the first 3 years, it's gonna be the expensive as we start building activities and stuff.
Yeah.
Until we start leveling out where we have the soccer nets and have,
Not even just that, we can actually do it towards more park materials.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, I think that'd be a great idea, actually.
As long as there's a goal.
Yeah. Yeah, like we discussed before, I think even not a pledge board, but a funding board later on, that we can add up to when we add this stuff together and just,
Yeah, we could start like that thermometer
yes,
and go up like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
We need a goal.
Well, that's what I mean.
You need something at that top to say, we get here, this is what we can get.
well, that's once we get our Facebook pages rolling and stuff, because then we can, that's when we can invite suggestions to be polled on there. And then we can ask, what would you like to see here? What would you like to see, you know, in this end of the park?
Yeah, that can eventually go in the newsletters too.
Exactly.
The survey.
We're doing pretty good at the 2 landfills. What did you count what I turned in?
No, I'll have it for next meeting.
I personally turned in 73 and 93 out of 2 trips out of the Bear Creek. So the shed's now basically empty, so $170
Perfect.
that goes to the rec committee, and there was a pile of money from the weekend there. Whatever they had.
I want to say it was over was it like 250, 270?
128 and 96. Or 95, I think it was, or 92. Ultimately 90 and just under 130.
So about 225.
Yeah, something like that. And that was all, they took all the empties there.
What's that, sorry?
They took all the empties that were in this weekend. That
Okay.
was it. So
So that's Heritage Day, or is that our
We're
next?
talking about July here still, are we not?
Yeah.
And the fire department will take care of the tug of war gate.
Rope still around?
I
Downstairs.
Okay.
You know, there are, we do have toys down there.
Yeah.
We do have for young children. We bought the, should be down there in the container. It was kind of an educational game. It's like a big parachute with the different colors and everything that goes with them. So if you want to look down there, Steph, and see what's down there. There may be hula hoops, there may be frisbees.
everyone's
down
in
there.
pylon, like the little buttons. But we can bring all that stuff.
But we
there.
paid a lot of money for that one kit. I'm hoping it's still down there.
I feel confident I saw it.
Oh,
but,
great,
I
yeah.
mean,
The other thing is we'll,
We can buy the big dice and play Yahtzee.
oh, I have those at home. I have 2 sets.
We can buy them at the dollar store,
yeah,
and naked kids can play Yahtzee.
Yeah.
And,
how many volunteers do you think you will need?
have to wait till we figure out what they're actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll figure out how this- what's going on.
We should, we're already into going into the second week of June, so, yeah, I know, it's coming up fast.
If you need help, I can help.
So we need,
can put
we
it on
would
your
need all
list.
that put together by 2 weeks, I think, including how many volunteers we're gonna need.
We'll figure it out. 'cause
It'll be faster.
I don't think it's not something that actually needs to be structured because, I mean, the field's open, right?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, we'll put together some ideas and then.
I'm usually pretty good anyway. If we're short of volunteers, I just pick people that are there that I know. We could all do that, actually.
Okay, anything else?
I think we've taken care of July.
On Heritage Days? But whatever the museum is doing and then the movie night, so that's you
Sure.
and,
Yeah, so as I said, we're going to start about 2 in the afternoon. Our theme this year will be the dam that's in Ipsing Township. I'm sure most of you know that we would have been the city of North Bay had the railroad track not gone around. So we had a dam there that was prepared to supply power to something inside the city of North Bay. So that's what we will be showcasing this year. Jeff Bernier, retired from OPG, will be there. So, and we'll have a banner made with all kinds of information on it. So that's our theme. We'll also be giving tours. Also, Jillian has started a heritage garden, so you'll be able to see what kind of what she's growing. And then we will later in the day have the barbecue, so people could come for supper. And then from there for the movie. So I know we do plan on bringing. We will, oh no, sorry, we're talking about, yes, we're talking about that date. The August 20th day, yes. So for the movie, we will probably stay open a bit later so that people, if they want to buy concession, but we will still have the candy floss machine, but we will not be open through the movie. We usually ask Diane and Tom Morrow to come also with their popcorn machine from the hardware store in Powassan, and they're great. And they usually take donations, and it's split between both museums, between Nipissing's and Commandant's Museum. Or if you wanted it for the rec committee, whatever you decide. And I forgot to mention also on the July celebrations, we usually bring over a few snacks too, and have some cold drinks, or we'll keep the museum, the candy store open for a bit, so.
As I say, that might be, you could always, if you wanted to, you could sell, have the canteen open in the Lake Shack.
Yeah.
To sell, because we have full stock of freezies and stuff.
Yeah,
So you could sell
yeah, perfect.
freezies in there, and we're stocked with water.
Oh, perfect, well, do that then.
And then, yeah, you could always move the,
If anybody wants to walk over to the museum.
that's it, exactly, yeah.
we'll be
Then
there.
the popcorn, if they want to move the
Yeah.
popcorn over that end.
So I think the popcorn should stay in the park.
Well, so I mean, at the,
Yes,
at the.
yes,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Outside there.
Yeah, perfect. That's it for us. That's our plan.
sounds like a damn good time.
But you have to remember, we're hoping that the firemen can come that day. We'll supply that. We get everything ready. You just have to do.
I'll ask him tomorrow night.
Okay, great.
And the cannon facility, that was for dust. Right?
Yes.
Will, you got anything for,
Just waiting to hear back about making sure we can get the movie that night, because there's a few other movies going on that night, so.
so it's not, oh, is it the movie the issue or them coming is the issue?
Yeah, I'm coming,
Okay.
because they have some, their calendars already booked, and there's a couple others already.
And if for some reason you can't get the movie and we can't have a movie night that night, the museum is still ready. We wanted to switch up the times anyway, so that's not going to interfere with us.
Heritage Days is what, it's August 20th?
August 20th, yes.
That is a Saturday.
That's a Saturday, yes. We usually have it on a Sunday, but we switched it up. this year.
Okay. And how were they scheduled for the Friday or the Sunday, worst case?
Never asked them. Well, you wouldn't want to do it on Sunday. That'd be too late, right?
It's summer holidays though.
Yeah, parents would still have to
Yeah,
go to work.
but we could also, but it could be the Friday they go before. And it kind of just helps along with the keeping everybody around for that weekend. If worst case, worst, we had to choose an alternate, night, they can't do that night.
I know we're gonna put stuff in the newsletter, but while kids soccer is on, make sure we have a flyer for them, especially on the last day to hand in,
Yes,
while the parents are still thinking about what a good job the ladies have done here.
and you want to advertise your end of year party. We're only going to get our kids from here, but you could still put, if you bring the flyers over to our school, but you still want to get posters out and.
Maybe you can hang them up in the kids' room too.
Yeah, you can have them the last. Yeah, you can just hand them out from there. Yeah, that's a good.
Well, I
idea.
believe all the parents know too with the registration. we told them.
Yeah, Ron said
I'm
like
talking about the
Canada
end of
Day.
year party.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm talking about the end of year party.
Yeah, your end of year
Oh,
party
yeah,
for
they know
soccer,
The parents all
that, but if you hand them a flyer for Canada Day and Heritage Day, hopefully
Yeah.
it'll stick.
Yeah.
Mhm. We usually bring a flyer over for the July celebrations to the school. That should go
know.
over.
Maybe we do this for Midtown and Landing,
Mhm.
and then put it on the building and the door itself.
Yeah.
And that way they can all see it, because I mean, the kids that are walking in and out of there, like, freezing and stuff.
Mhm.
I guess we move on to new business then. Well,
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
okay. So the newsletter information,
Okay, so what I did was, so far, I have the July 2nd Canada Day and grand opening. So we'll put a picture of fireworks, the Canada Day symbol, the park, Four to Dusk. I got some of the other activities you talked about, and we'll try to put some of that in. The trunk sale we'll put in the 10th, 11 to 3. Proceeds going to the food bank, then we'll have a separate flyer for the participants and stuff. We're gonna keep everybody updated on Facebook and the website. The 2 beaches are open, so Sunset Cove and Wolf Lake beaches are open. Community center hall rentals available, fitness center memberships available. The bottle drive at both landfills. We'll take a picture of the nets and soccer balls and stuff, but some of the proceeds went to help. And proceeds are helping youth. And that's about all we had. So we get about half a paper. So anybody else has any other suggestions to advertise for the upcoming?
will the Heritage Day make in the movie make or is there another flyer in
The
between?
museum had that,
Okay,
so.
I just want to make sure that it gets on there somehow.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Well, for the movie, and the other thing is, we really need to talk about that movie, because if Vic and Anthony decide to come and we're not having a movie that night, you know what I mean? Oh, no, they're coming for July, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
There's far too many activities going on.
Okay.
Okay.
I was
Yes,
just
all right.
thinking, okay, I didn't send,
Yeah.
I didn't invite him to that one. Do I have to?
No, no,
I'll have to revise my
Okay,
letter.
All right, too
Okay.
many, I've got too many
Yeah,
hands and too many.
yeah, I had to start a file folder for each one.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
So any other suggestions? Are you guys okay with that?
I like it.
No, it sounds good to me.
Okay, excellent. Hopefully the draft will be out, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, the new ideas. There was bingo, teen dance, and a community supper.
Mhm. I want to do bingo. I think it would be so much fun, and I don't mean for like money, but we could have theme nights, so like a neat one or anyways, the options are endless. I think it would be so much fun, obviously adults. I know there's the problem of the license, and I don't know what the cost of that would be, but I think that it would be really awesome, and I think it would be a great way for the rec committee to raise funds for park improvements, for those picnic tables, for the benches, for the, all those sort of things. And I think it would help bring community together. It's been a while since we've had something even for adults to come to on a semi-regular, like if we did bingo once a month, I volunteer to help volunteer with that. I think it'd be awesome.
I'm not sure that we can do bingo, but Will, can you check with Chris? She'll have all the stats on that.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't,
I didn't think we could, yeah.
but
How come?
because it's lottery licenses and
And we can't,
that's a big
is
undertaking
it?
for,
Yeah.
yeah.
You won't see bingos going on anywhere, really. I see the odd one on the reserves, they're under special, I guess under special umbrella, but
So really the main thing that we can do is silent auctions. Is about the only,
Can we do penny sales? No.
that I can check, I don't know how that works.
Which one?
Is penny sales? I don't know.
How does that work? And what is your-
You just buy tickets and you put your tickets in
Yeah.
a can and you drop in the can.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I'll double
very
check on that one.
similar to the silent auction,
Yeah.
yeah. Just do it a little
Okay,
different.
so what do you get for prizes?
It would be like a silent auction, instead of writing your name and your bid down, you would buy like tickets.
Where do you get the prizes?
We have to get donations.
Yeah,
That's where James comes in.
You'd almost have to have an event aside from the penny sale, I think, to get enough interest.
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah.
show up.
Like you could have the penny sale at this community supper that you're
Yeah.
You'd
talking
have to
about.
have it.
Yeah,
You have to have something else to draw people in.
I like the idea of the community supper. We used to have them every year. The ladies of the church would put on a big turkey supper. And they were lined up down the highway here to get in, usually sold out. Fire department has put on spaghetti supper that has a great turnout. So the school one year put on a spaghetti supper. And they had, I think it was one of the stores, one of the restaurants in North Bay supplied the sauce. And it went over really well. The kids had plain, those things you put on the table, sorry, I've got a brain fart going on. Placemats, the kids made them at the school, they colored them and yeah, it was a nice effort, so yeah, you could do something like that. People like to come out in the fall for that kind of stuff.
November's, I wouldn't put anything in November. October's loose. Here's November. December's
Maybe the end of
Christmas.
September. An idea.
I mean, we could hold off till February or March even.
That's when I would be thinking more January. January or February or something along those lines.
Yeah. Put that, defer that. Sometime maybe between January and March.
Your teen dance.
That's all, Shelley.
Hmm?
That's all, Shelley.
It's cool.
It was a good idea. I vote for glow in the dark face paint, but that's,
We talked about it, and it's funny because and a lot of them are saying, a lot of people in the community are saying there's nothing for the older kids, absolutely nothing.
I
So-
agree.
they have nothing and they want to do something. So could we put something together for them? Can we put together some kind of a dance group? Doesn't have to be on a regular basis, but something where.
I would, again, we might be able to have it maybe in November or end of September.
But it wouldn't even matter.
Well, teen dance wouldn't matter because
It's
you
usually a
don't have
Friday
both
night.
parents. coming.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah, try to get it in at that time, because now they're back at school, maybe we would.
We used to have it in North Bay. We used to put the shack. It was $5 you pay to get in and every.
Did they
circle visitor just
Yeah,
started
do they
dancing.
still have them?
No, it's got one
No,
down.
years ago, we had a much, never the much music.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right.
We had it here in the park for one of the celebrations. I think that would be your best bet. That would just be my suggestion. I think it's too late now, probably, to, if they even have anything. Do
I
they have
haven't
anything like
heard
that
of that. I
anymore?
haven't heard that for years.
Yeah, either have I, so I don't know.
But actually, that was one thing I
Even
did have broke down, Steph, was something in the park for one of the events for a team.
For teens, yeah.
And you could do one here too, for sure, but one in the evening, kind of in the rink, because you have all the lights and everything,
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
awesome.
true.
so.
And it would be pretty simple, because we would probably have a DJ that could.
And I'm sure we can find a volunteer DJ and.
Well, nice part about like. One simple speaker. would be enough.
Already here.
Mind paying for-
It's already here.
Yeah. So,
My biggest thing is supervision.
well, I said
At
we'd
least
have
they're
to,
contained here.
we'd have to
but they're really-
chaperone some, but I'm sure there would be enough parents that would go and chaperone. I mean, what is it, 2 hours, if that, you know?
It'd be fun.
Mhm.
And adult dances, are they not really a thing anymore? I know they used to be a hot topic item when I was growing up. I don't know if they are now.
What's that?
Adult dances.
Well,
I
it's
think-
funny because there was a lot of interest in the last weekend that Commanda had theirs.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many people came in to the store asking about it.
Oh, wow. And they usually have a good turnout of them.
So, I think they might be surprised at
Mhm.
what you come up with.
So municipality doesn't do alcohol events.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be somebody outside agency, because they have to get their own liquor license, insurance, and all that nowadays.
Did they have a liquor license in Commanda?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because it usually an adult dance goes hand in hand with a bar.
Why,
Yeah.
You can rent a bartender.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Have
we
like
can-
their
There's-
little trailers.
there's 2 or 3 of us that have our
Sort of.
torture, but it's insurance reasons.
Yeah.
That's highlighted. though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to bring somebody else in, like Will said, we do not, that's a policy we have. We do not sponsor anyone.
What about having somebody come in and square dance lessons or
Yeah.
country west dance lessons?
Oh, I want to do line dancing. so bad.
Oh.
It's easy to pick up.
Is it? I have no rhythms.
But
Can you show us?
Is that,
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
is that even available anymore? Does anybody do that?
They have it in Boston. It's for
Well, they
seniors.
have it
but
in
it's like
Boston
10
now.
to something. I
Yeah.
can never make it.
Something like that, you most definitely do.
If we could have that on a Saturday night,
Yes,
Oh my God, that'd be so fun.
yeah,
especially in the winter time, sometimes.
That'd probably be a good turnout for that.
yeah, it would be.
I'd be there.
That would be fun,
Yeah.
especially in the winter when there's not a lot going on and
Yeah.
people are looking for things to do.
That January, February, and March are killer months, you know,
Yeah.
we're all watching Netflix and not doing a whole lot.
I think if you did it once or twice, you might get enough requests to have it a little more often.
Mhm. And for that kind of thing, you don't need alcohol. It's
No.
just.
That's right, just a fun time.
Mhm. No, that's perfect. Those
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
those would
yeah,
be
that's it.
excellent events.
Well, that could go in the newsletter, like thinking of line dancing, is there any interest out there?
Where would you go to find somebody that teaches that?
Well, if somebody's doing it in Powassan, you could probably get.
Andrew said it's pretty easy, so I'm
Oh,
pretty sure he could teach
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That'd be a good idea.
Oh, you said it was pretty easy, so
Yeah. Do we need to wear cowboy boots, Andrew?
You're 10 gallon.
line dancing, team dance.
Find my rubber boots with the spurs.
Yeah, I'll throw that in there as ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
Since lived around here and done like this is the most rec committees I've
Yes.
seen done in
The rec committee has usually been, traditionally been geared to our
one or two
three
events.
children's events, Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. They've tried over the year. I think when we first moved here, they had, used to play some kind of card game, euchre. They
Yeah.
used to play it in the bottom of the basement of the township office. And then, of course, we had the weekly bingos here, which were a lot of fun. So slowly, all of those things were taken away, for different reasons.
We have a new country western station here in North Sea. They might help.
I will guarantee you they'll help because they've been out a couple of times. Is there anything going on in the township that can take part in?
Great.
So I think somebody should reach out to them. She
Actually,
lives-
already- I
she
gotta-
lives out here.
I got a call in them already,
Yeah,
trying to get them out for soccer.
because one of the anyways, she lives out here.
That's good. Great.
Even with the Moose, Monahan, he probably come.
Yeah.
too.
I'm gonna actually try to reach out and get them here for the party for the kids.
I know they have the Moose Patrol or whatever on a Saturday. I've seen them.
Yes, yeah. We've tried to get them out a few times. I think we had them out for 1 year. and
Well,
We had CTV News.
My thought, actually, I was going to, because I have all the contacts for all the medias,
Perfect.
I'm gonna actually send them a flyer of all our events for the township for the year
Great.
in one document,
Perfect.
so. Might as well use social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris, you still there? Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, I'm here.
What are you gonna help with? You want on one of these? What's your idea?
I don't have much for new ideas at the moment, but they do sound like good ideas, all these dances. I was Googling around while you're talking about the teen dance, and there's something called Video Max dance parties. They've done over 25,000 video dance parties across Canada since 1988. So that's kind of like your Much Music things. It actually was formerly the Much Video Dance, so it is still a thing to bring in those types of people. So I've been looking around. I didn't look up line dancing, but I'm sure that I could find a line dancing teacher.
Oh, so like you couldn't do it
You don't want me dancing.
then?
I also got a quote for your cookies. Be a
Yes.
buck of cookies, so like $200 for the 200 cookies to do nice large soccer balls. So lots of things going on.
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay. So are we going to decide to have Chris and his wife do those cookies then? Okay.
No, I think we'll just find out first or anyone else. We can price out a cake also.
Well, they were talking about putting the washers, the ribbons in the cookie together.
I don't know, what were you talking about?
I like the cookie idea. Cake does seem complicated. I just asked for cupcakes too. I mean, it's nice to make cupcakes. I think like cupcakes and stuff.
Right,
But
we
the
have
cookies is.
Two ovens we can use right there and do all the way in the kitchen.
So I was wondering if cupcakes, white and black ones, and make them all soccer balls. Here's one. This one.
Someone could, yeah, someone with talent. I can bake it.
Well, that's what the challenge comes in, because we have to make sure we do it here, right? In order to, because it has to be in a certified kitchen.
I can place.
Have you? Oh, I can't do that.
So you're thinking of cupcakes instead of the cookies, or the cookies
I am
are separate?
good either way. I mean, I will help volunteer for if we do cupcakes. I can definitely come and bake them there.
I think that's something you can think of.
Yeah.
But if we want to.
I don't think we need an answer on that tonight.
So,
I think a couple weeks notice.
okay. And let Chris know that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I might be able to convince my wife to come help with the cupcakes, but I'm not gonna say yes. Which I don't see her having an issue with it.
The one issue with cupcakes when you're thinking about those is one, if it's hot and sunshine, starting to think about melting of the icing. The other issue outdoors with cupcakes is you have to keep them boxed and sealed. So they'd have to be packaged individually and figured out that way just because of health code regulations.
My sister just ordered the individual package of cupcakes. I'm not sure where she got them, but yeah, they're easy to get.
Okay, I will take a look at it.
And I'm looking for some help this week. Come out to the Wolf Lake landfill, get some lumber, and we're gonna re-erect the liquor shed, because the fire department needs their CCAN for training, because this is time we do most of our training outside in the decent weather. We can't really have it full of liquor bottles. So if there's some,
On the Saturday.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, okay.
just gotta find a time and date when people can help me, and then we'll go do it
I'm
and get it done.
Week I can help after 4:30 as long as I know the day.
Anybody else's husband's available? I knew it was 3 to stand it up.
I should be able to help you, James.
Okay. 4:30-ish, a good time, Chris?
What day of the week?
What day is good for everybody?
Not a Tuesday, not a Wednesday.
Well, it'd be up to probably Chris and Sean volunteers. So, and then if we can help out, we'll jump into it.
Friday? I'm only thinking at the max an hour. I'll bring
I'm
it
out
over.
of town this Friday, if you're thinking this Friday, but I could do the following Friday.
I wanted, because I don't want the liquor bottles and stuff to sit outside.
Yep.
So I kind of got to get it done this week at some point.
What about like a Sunday afternoon?
You guys available Sunday afternoon?
I think I am. Should be. I don't usually write them on
Okay.
Sunday.
Where can I get the key? Will?
I'll let you know.
Okay. What time in the afternoon?
Anytime's fine.
It's like 12 noon itself, 12 o'clock, okay?
Sure.
Last part of your day.
That's the best time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so meet at Wolf Lake landfill. We'll have, I'll have a cordless drill and the cordless skill saw. I think that's all we should need.
I'll have your lumber up there.
We'll have a lumber and I'll have some screws. And we'll get that stood up again. Please and thank you. Next meeting,
Is the first Sunday?
Yeah, should be like 4.
that's American holiday. We'll do it anyways. July the 4th. Yeah, probably. That's everything, German. Kathy, Shelley.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Yep.
Unanimous. Thanks, Chris, for showing up and the rest being here. I'm really impressed with what everybody's been doing.